more, stories from an unexpected life. My next guest reveals the joy, humor, and life lessons she's learned on her journey from being a decor and DIY television maven to a retreat owner in Tuscany. Everyone, please welcome the one and only Debbie Travis. This is not our first time sitting down. I'm feeling so excited. First time on the show. I know.
Shake it out.
Shake it out, shake it out. Okay, now before we dive in, I hear that there might be someone at home who's missing you a little bit. Can we take a look at this?
Don't be sad, Billy. I'll be back in 3 weeks. I know that's a long time for a little doggy.
Look at us,
but
Dad.
you stay with Dad and you'll be okay. Okay, but you have to cheer up.
Okay, you're like, you gotta run. So tell me about Billy. What's it like leaving him?
Oh, well, I've never had a dog.
Okay.
So at my age, I get the most difficult dog you could ever get, which is a vet. Look at him. Oh, my God.
What a stunner.
If you said you have pictures of your kids, I'd be like, nah.
Yeah.
Do you want to see my dog?
Yeah.
So now I understand what it's all about.
Yes.
And so
Oh, my gosh.
he's a border collie. Mm-hmm. Are you going to make me cry?
Oh, no.
And he's a show boarder. So we don't show him, but anyway, he's 18 months and he's a pleasure. And he's clever.
Okay.
You know, he's reading now.
Oh.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I will say, though, a clever dog, those are the trickiest ones because they know. They're like, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I taught him to open the door. Now he opens the door. I'm like, oh, my God, the dog's out.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going shopping.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
But he's gorgeous.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, to get on to what we're here to talk about, huge congratulations on your new book. Absolutely amazing. Laugh More. It is such a stunning book. But we're going to rewind a little bit. So, like, from TV to Tuscany, your life has been such a kind of story. It's been so much. Do you ever take a second and have a thought and think like, I cannot believe I'm doing this. Like, I can't believe this is it. Yeah.
All the time. I think, a lot of young people often say, why, what is it's just jumping in.
Yeah.
Just jumping in, getting on with it. And, I still don't speak Italian.
No, you don't.
I run this massive place.
Yeah.
And I renovated it from scratch.
Yeah.
I mean, there was pigs running around, trees growing through the ceiling.
Yes.
And I loved every minute. It's like having a baby. You forget about it, If somebody told you the gory details beforehand, you wouldn't do it.
No, you forget about all the hard parts and you remember the joy, right?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, Tuscany seems to be full of so many unexpected turns and adventures. So what's been the most kind of surreal part of it for you?
I think just actually doing it, you know. I come back here and this used to be normal, and now Tuscany's normal.
Yeah.
And, little things like here you have big box stores.
Yes.
So you want to buy some tools, you go to the big box store, you buy the tools. I go to the butcher because he has a couple of hammers under the, So, they're just quirky little things.
Yeah.
And then it's the people who live there. So these are the people I wrote about a lot because they're wacky. And like one story I have in the book that people really don't believe is I've got a walnut tree. Of course, I've never had a walnut tree. And I thought, one day I'm going to pick my walnuts, and I waited for the walnuts to come. Yeah. And walnuts turn black on the outside,
they look rotten,
they look rotten.
Yeah.
And that's where you get walnut oil for furniture, which is a very rich oil. So one day I go and I think I'm going to pick my walnuts. So I go down with my basket, not a walnut left.
Oh.
And I'm thinking, and then I see 2 old ladies, like 95 years old, with a ladder, going up this driveway, and a big bag with obviously nobili, you know. And I'm like, so with my very pidgin Italian, I say, are those my walnuts?
Yeah.
So and then they say, well, when we were little girls, we planted that tree.
Oh, wow.
Then I shot them. No, I didn't.
No,
So they start going up the hill, and then they come back.
Yeah.
And she goes, vai. So she says, come over. She starts whispering. She says to me, and I'm thinking, am I translating this wrong? She says, if you ever want to kill your husband, I have the best recipe with walnuts. I said, what? And she says, so the outside of the walnut is very toxic.
Yes.
It's very poisonous, but it can't be traced.
Oh.
So you make a walnut cake.
Debbie!
And there's a recipe.
This sounds like an episode of Dateline.
There's a recipe in the book. Not was how to tell your husband how to make a walnut cake, but if you use the outside.
There you go. You heard it here first.
If he's irritating,
There
go
you
to the end of the
Walnut
book.
cake. Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of the recipes in this book, I love the fact that you're sharing, like, they're intertwined. All your recipes are based on stories, and you get these beautiful things. And you've talked about how moving to Tuscany has given you a different appreciation for food and kind of how great food is a connector. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, it was the first time I kind of went was I went to a hotel and they were having a party, and when we got there was this long table, like 40 people at a table, and I hadn't really seen that except at a wedding or something. Yeah. And so all my tables in the house sit at least 20.
Wow.
And you know, they're long tables. And or you know, you get an extension kind of thing. And you see the magic of what happens. So I think sometimes people get a bit tied up with the food.
Yes.
You know, like, is it going to be right? And then they get so nervous that they might make a mistake. Doesn't matter. Enough wine and putting... The magic of a celebration is the camaraderie of people.
Yes.
And we are our best medicine.
Yes.
You know, and everybody's talking and telling stories and shouting, and the noise level, and especially when it's all women, you know, girls' night out.
Yeah.
And it gets a bit filthy and you know, whatever. And that, I think, is what I love most. And it's a very Italian thing, is to eat together.
Yes.
You know?
And I think the thing that is so clear is the food is the thing that brings people, but it's almost not forgotten about, but it becomes kind of secondary once you get talking and once you get celebrating.
Absolutely. And food is a religion there. So when we do a lot of renovations, we're still renovating the property. And it's about 5 minutes to 1, just before tools go down, the phones start. Every cell phone goes off, and everybody's having the same conversation every day. Oh, Mama, Parmigiano, oh, And it's like it goes. And if they discuss what they're going to have for lunch. Phones go down, tools go down, off they go, and they come back, and then they talk all afternoon about what did you have? What did you have? You know?
Honestly, favorite subject. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
Yes, I know.
And so I think food is, you're right, food brings people together.
Yeah.
And it is a religion.
I agree. I think that's so amazing. Oh my gosh. Now, as we mentioned, you have gone from obviously television maven, done all of the things, and now you run a retreat. Was this in the plan?
Well, so you know, when you look for a property, and we were just looking for a little house as a holiday home, because half my family's in England and half my family's here. And you know what real estate agents are like. You know, you start with, I'll have a 1-bedroom apartment. There's an 80-bedroom monastery. So I ended up getting this huge ruin. You can see it here. It's 3 big bits, it's an estate. But what happened was, you know, I spent so much time there on this renovation, 5 years on this hillside, and I felt 10 years younger. I really did, and I felt good. And then I started thinking, I need to share this. I'm not going to spend the rest of my days with my old man wandering around this place. And the Billy, of course. But so I decided to bring women as a retreat. And we started even before this building was ready. And we rented a property, a dusty old villa. We scrubbed it. We took out all the granny old furniture and stuff. And I brought 16 women. And I remember my husband saying, what do they talk about? They talk through yoga, they talk through breakfast, they talk through that, and it's like, and it's putting women together of all ages. And then finally my husband was like, can we do something for the men? And so we started classic car rallies.
I was going to say the cars. And your husband, I know, is a car guy.
He loves old cars. And his old wife. Car first, wife. And so we linked up with a guy who has 150 classic cars. Alfa Romeos, Maseratis, Ferraris. So they're his cars. So we bring in about 30 of them, and we do the insurance, we supply the cars, we supply the accommodation, everything. And the best compliments I ever had was 3 weeks ago, where this man came up to me and he said, the last time the muscles in my face hurt like this was my wedding day. Because the men are like, they're so excited. And they get in the cars around 9:30, and so they have to have breakfast first. And I have to go and say, no, you eat your cereal.
Before you get in the car,
Swallow that poached egg. You know. then because you can yeah. And so it's beautiful because it gives. Very often men go on holiday because it's pleasing their wives, you know, and they do, and then the wife has to book the restaurants, do all this. You don't have to think about anything, and then you're switching cars all day.
Oh, fun!
And they are. It's like seeing these men turn into little boys.
Yeah.
You know, and they're under the cars with them, and we have 6 gorgeous mechanics. Just come for the mechanics.
There you go. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Debbie, you always have brought so much joy to so many people, and this book is obviously just part of that tradition. Everybody, Debbie Travis is in the kitchen. Debbie, I am feeling very excited about this.
Yeah, well, because there's alcohol.
I know. We're starting off with a cocktail. No, we were talking before, in your beautiful new book, Laugh More, you have recipes. There's 12, I believe.
12 or 15.
12 or 15 beautiful recipes in here that are intertwined in the stories, just inspired by your time in Italy and your life, right?
Well, I think anybody, you know, a recipe or a favourite meal is a story.
Yeah.
You know, we all remember that souffle we had with that, you know, person we went out with, or that great night out.
Yeah.
And the memories come from food.
It's
and
true.
Food comes from memories. I mean, it's beautiful. So I thought, let's put some bit of food. I mean, I'm not a chef like you.
I mean,
yeah.
the recipes are very delicious, and I'm very excited.
But,
Well,
yeah.
obviously, in classic Debbie Travis fashion, we're starting with a cocktail. Yeah.
What else?
Yes.
What else? Well, Aperol has become the drink of the summer for everybody, but it's also a great fall drink because look at the colour.
Yes.
You know? And what's so great about Aperol is it's a base, you know, so you can make it less alcoholic by putting water in. I've never met anybody who would have that.
No.
But anyway, no. Or you can spice it up a bit and make it kind of sexy. And so this has got lychee in it.
Oh,
so
nice.
lychee juice.
Yeah.
So it makes it like slightly more exotic looking. And then here you go.
We're gonna do it. Okay, I'm Captain Prosecco.
So you don't want to ever have just Aperol.
No.
Because Aperol's a bit like Campari, but a little less bitter, because some people don't like Campari because it's
too bitter.
toothpastey. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah. But I love it. Aperol.
We're gonna do back away.
There we go.
Do you want me to pour? Yeah, I was like, I feel like you're. So we've got that. Yeah, the Aperol. It gives that bitter note, but then you sweeten it a little with the lychee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sweeten it a little, so you've still got that tangy bitter.
Oh, I like
and
this.
This is like on every patio around the world now, but it's also great if you're having parties in the autumn or over winter, and you can make it in a big jug.
Yes.
You know. Now you could dress this up with oranges. You could put some mint in it. You could,
You could just get
Breakfast.
into it. Yeah, breakfast drink. Okay, let's give it a taste. Oh, the lychee is nice.
It's completely different.
It's
isn't it?
completely different. Oh, that's delicious.
That rolls off the tongue.
It really does. Arguably too easy to drink, Debbie
Is
Travis.
it lychee or lychee?
I don't know. You know what? Potato, potato, tomato, tomato.
Lychee sounds like a bit like a disease.
It does a little bit
Lychee's
sometimes.
better.
Lychee, we're going to do it. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is fantastic. But as per this, again, you love entertaining, as we talked about. We've got our cocktail, but you're going to make a couple of little snacks.
We are.
Okay, what are we doing?
So the aperitivo is a way of life in Italy, and of course it's getting very, very popular. It's a bit like happy hour, but it is really in the culture.
Yeah.
And there's a new thing though, which is getting quite exciting, called instead of aperitivo, it's apericena.
Okay.
Cena, C-E-N-A, means dinner. So what people are doing is they're blending the two together.
Yeah.
So come for drinks at 6 o'clock. You give a few more little nibbles and stuff, and then if your guests are really boring, well, you know...
Well, it's over.
It's over. If they're really fun, put on a pot of pasta.
Yes.
And you can move into dinner. But you can kind of fool them into coming. Just come for a drink.
Yes.
You know, and then
I like. But they eat enough that it could be
it could
dinner.
be. So for an aperitivo, you want the most famous thing to kind of serve are crostini. So in Italian, anything with a tini at the end means tiny.
Yeah.
So a crostini is basically, you know, a little piece of bread with different things on the topping. Or you can have it as a dip. So here we're going to make an artichoke dip. As I always say, artichoke. And my kids are like, Mum, it's artichoke.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to put artichokes. They're much easier if you get them canned or in a jar even.
They are a bit tricky to get
so
to
what's
work
this?
with. That's basil.
Oh, wait
right up that nose. There you go. I got you.
Okay, I'm going to sneeze. That's basil. Then we've got parmesan, grated parmesan.
Beautiful.
Yes, I have something floating around in
I was
my
going to say, you
brain
fully
now.
have basil
and then,
in there.
Ricotta, I should use a spoon. I know. Some garlic.
Garlic,
there we go.
beautiful.
Hang on. Some nice shredded garlic, and then as much lemon as you can.
Okay.
Now, the key with this is it's the simplest thing to do, and it really is delicious. But if it's too runny, add a bit more cheese.
I mean,
yeah,
that's a good
it's a
tip.
good one.
Yeah.
If it's a bit too not runny, if it sets like cement, add some more lemon juice. And I think the lemony, the better.
Do we want a little oil in there as well?
A little bit of oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when you buy,
Is it this way? Yeah.
When you get artichokes, try and get them in water rather than
Oil?
because they're finding now that the oils in foods like tuna and stuff, it's not the best quality.
No.
So you better adding your own beautiful oil later.
I was going to say, or your literal own beautiful oil, because Debbie Travis makes her own olive oil. Because of course she does.
Yeah.
Yes. So we just pull. Oh, that comes together lickety
Isn't
split.
that good?
Look at how fast that was, and we've got some right here.
Yeah. So shall I give you one?
Yeah. Let's give it a little taste. I'm excited. Okay.
So if you don't like artichokes,
I do love artichokes. Oh my gosh. Okay.
you won't like this, but if you love it,
Oh my god. That's delicious. That's so good. All right. Now, real quick, let's chat about what's going on over here.
Okay.
Okay. So what do we got going on?
So this is caponata. I had never heard of caponata until I went to Sicily. And caponata is like, in England we call it ratatouille, not a rat, it's a ratatouille is basically a mulch of vegetables.
It's very boiled.
It's boiled, it's tasteless, it's nothing. So most kids won't eat rat. What's that?
Yeah.
But in Italy, they make it, there's all this blend of sweet and sour.
Yeah.
And everybody has their own recipe. So what we did was, first of all, eggplant. Eggplant is the base of a lot of these dishes, and it's the base of caponata. Now, I know you do the same thing. You put it in like white paper, like paper towel stuff,
and
with salt on, because they have a lot of water, and you need to drain that out. So leave it for like a couple of hours, would you? Yeah. Drains it out, and then we fried it. Or you can put it in the oven, less oil, because it's like a sponge.
It really
eggplant.
does.
If you put it in the oven, you get like a baba ganoush, Lebanese baba ganoush, which I love.
It's got that smoky flavor.
Yeah, so we've pre-done that. So I'll put this in here.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. We'll just dump everything on in. Ooh, cooking with fire.
No fake stuff here.
No, then we go with onions.
Onions.
Beautiful.
Nice onions.
Some tomato for a little moisture.
Lots of tomatoes.
Love. I love this. It's like everything you got in your pantry or in your fridge drawer.
And that's it. You can also do your own.
Yeah.
Add some, other elements to it.
Yeah, bell pepper.
And celery.
I do love a celery.
And the other great thing is, this will last you days and days in the fridge. So you can have it on fish. You could have it just on a sandwich.
Just on a spoon.
On a spoon.
Yeah.
Can I have my spoon?
Oh, of course.
Talking
There you go. There you go.
spoons,
Give it a little mix. And then we've got all the things that take this from just vegetable into that beautiful mixture.
So I kind of like to get this going a little bit, but what's going to give it that tanginess are capers. Now, in Italy, the capers are the size of your thumb.
They are huge.
They are huge.
Yeah.
And if you get the big ones, just slice them up a bit.
Okay.
So, few capers.
They're so salty and briny.
Yeah. Some sultanas or raisins.
Yeah, beautiful. Love that.
And that's unusual. You think raisins?
Yeah.
But it gives it that natural sweetness.
It's almost like a caramelly sweetness. It's really kind of deep.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
And then olives.
Of
And you
course.
can chop those up, or in a little bit of hot pepper.
Yes.
And the most important, some wine vinegar.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, bit of wine vinegar.
Acidity
because
in there.
that gives it the, and then I can put some oil in.
Okay,
Put
let's
my
get it.
oil.
Yeah, got your oil.
Lots of oil.
That's what we do.
And you just really just cook that up until it's soft. Not falling apart.
No.
Soft, but I would say 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, that seems like a good time.
And this, if you're on your own, honestly, it's cheap to make.
Yeah.
And you can put it on crackers, or you can put it with a bit of protein, and put it in the fridge, and you've got it all week.
I was going to say this, even with a little nub of cheese on top. Debbie, let's give it a taste. I can't say no. Okay, this one looks perfect.
And then it's lovely as a crostini.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, let's give it a taste.
Crostini cheers.
Oh my gosh, that's delicious.
Oh my God.
Debbie Travis, you are like DIY, Tuscan getaway, and cooking maven. Absolutely brilliant.
That's amazing.
That's delicious.
Oh my God.
Well, if you want to make this amazing recipe and read about all of the amazing stories, thanks to Debbie, you're all going home with a copy of her new book, Thank you so much. What a delight. That was so fun. Oh, amazing. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.